When we talk about usability, we often think of a website and ask ourselves, is it user-friendly? In other words, can the end user navigate through the website easily, or are they constantly running into difficulties and seeking advice from other people or through other websites? In terms of translation, usability asks the question, is the text suitable for or usable by the end user, or does it match to the Skopos given to the text? If you're a translator and you don't know the Skopos of the text, contact the client, also known as the commissioner, and they will be able to provide you with this information, which will be invaluable throughout the translation process, particularly when it comes to translating those words or phrases that could have dual meaning depending on the context. If you have no idea what Skopos means or what Skopos theory is, make sure to go and check out my previous video. It has all the information that you need to understand what I'm referring to in this video. And if nothing else, it's always good to understand what Skopos theory is, because it is intertwined with usability theory. To make your life easier, I want you to think about usability as the proofreading tool for the Skopos given to the text. This does not mean that we use usability to look for grammatical, spelling or formatting errors. That's something that you should be doing as soon as you finish the text. I write on a daily basis and I still make errors. So if you're the type of person who doesn't write on a daily basis and doesn't proofread, well, it's more likely that you are going to leave errors unchecked. Therefore, you're more likely to lose engagement from your target audience and you're more likely to upset them. Why should they bother or care to even read a text that you haven't bothered or cared to proofread? I want you to think about the register or the tone of the text. Is it formal or informal? Have you written in an informal way when it should have been formal? By doing so, you may lose engagement from your target audience. Think about it. The way you speak and write to adults is not the same way that you speak and write to children. If you are targeting adults and you write a text that is seemingly written for children, when the adult reads that text, they may lose engagement and may want to seek information elsewhere. If you're a business, this could mean losing potential clients. I also want you to think about the syntax or the word order and ask yourself, is this too complicated? Is this more suited for academic readers, or is it suitable for all reading levels? Ideally, you want to find a balance and have it suitable for all reading levels. Now, usability theory can also require that the translator gives more information to the end user so that they can get the most out of the text. This could be because there are terms, ideas, or concepts that are untranslatable. What I mean by untranslatable is that they have meaning in the source culture, but when carried over, they lose all meaning in the target culture. A way to avoid this is that the translator may foreignize the idea, term, or concept. In other words, they will just copy from the source text and paste it in the target text without making any adjustments. I know this doesn't sound ideal and goes against the grain of what translators do, which is translating. However, it is much better to provide an explanation or a definition in the form of brackets or a footnote, or maybe even providing a labeled diagram or extra or supplementary documentation that is written in the same context as the translation, than having the end user lost in translation. In other words, they don't understand the meaning that the translator was trying to convey. So what does that mean for you? Well, I want you to think of your subject matter and think about the ideas, concepts, and the terms within it. You might think to yourself, well, I know them all, which is great, and you should. However, there may be people in your target audience that may struggle with them, so you have to anticipate and prepare for that. So I want you to think about any potential struggles, and I want you to give explanations or definitions in the forms of footnotes or brackets, or to provide a labeled diagram, or maybe a link to a video or to a blog or to an article. All of this is to ensure that the meaning is not lost and that your target audience understands the message that you're trying to convey. So there you have it. Usability theory and Skopos theory are intertwined. It's important to use usability theory to proofread the Skopos or the purpose of the text. All of this is to ensure engagement from your target audience and if you're a business owner, that you don't lose potential clients. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for future content. If you have any comments, make sure to leave them below. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you again. Bye.